Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, our standard approach is to have on our board the model that we used for the last video. We'll go through a little review and then go on to a new subject. So this is our subject for the last video, and I'll reference it up here because it was a lot of fun. And here's what our subject was. Reality cannot exist in the illusion. The reality can't exist in the illusion. Now, why is that important? Well, because we think we know what reality is because we don't think we're in an illusion. So this channel is dedicated to support you in understanding you're in an illusion. And it's an illusion of your own making, and you don't recognize it. In the next video, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But in this video, we talked about, oh, that's why you should look at it, the magic bunny and how illusion is formed, or how the egoic world keeps you in suspense and anxiety, and it's not reality. So here's what we had. We have our lens of perception. This little block right here, this little box represents a window, our lens of perception, our lens of perception. And in that lens of perception is a lot of distortion caused by our belief system, our life experiences, our memories that we can't let go of. All kinds of stuff are in here as we perceive. Now, here's what it is. And I had it up here on the last one, but I'm just going to read it. Reality is the world around us as we experience it through our senses. Not true. There is no reality. Why? Our senses don't do what you think they do. And I'll reference that, I think it's a playlist now, up here. So, we talked about the magic bunny because the illusion is like a magician that pulls a rabbit out of a hat. And here was our little rabbit. You use the handkerchief, the red handkerchief, to distract you. Like saying, oh, I know what my eyes see, I know what I hear, I know what I touch. You don't. So here's our little magic rabbit behind the distracting red handkerchief. And here, make believe this is you now. Make believe this is you. And you are looking out through your lens of perception. And you're looking at the world outside of you. Now here's a world we think is outside. Of course it's not, but we think it is. So as we observe it, as we look at the world through our glasses, observing the world around us, we take that information in through our lens of perception, which is clouded with past memories, with all kinds of negative and positive beliefs that we have developed. And so the information is distorted. And so the world that we perceive on the other side of our lens of perception is not what's out here. Because of the illusion and all of the magic bunnies that we have made, we don't see reality the way it is. We see reality the way we are as we observe it through our lens of perception. It's an illusion. Now, the illusion is something, because there is something here. It's just not what we think it is on the other side of our lens of perception. So I have a lot of information on the description for the video from last session. So what else that I wanted to bring out? It was very important. The fact that you can think of this lens, it might be helpful to think of the lens as wearing virtual reality headset. Virtual reality headset. And you're looking through the virtual reality headset. You're looking out into your world. Now, if you've done anything with virtual reality or 3D, like I went to Disney World, and they had a movie was in 3D. Oh, it was magnificent. And you're looking at the movie, and you're reaching out, trying to grab these little animals that are out there that look like they're just right here, just right in front of you. You can grab their tail of the little bunny. You grab the tail or your ears, or you can hold them in your hand. There's nothing there. So you're looking through the virtual reality headset out through this lens. You're looking out here, and you're saying, oh, I can feel that world. Oh, I can hear that music. Oh, I can. You're not doing any of that. You're making your reality based upon input through a distorted lens. No reality. You'll never find it as long as this lens is cloudy. You purify this lens, you clean this lens, you clean up your past, you let go of what doesn't serve you, recognizing that you're only living, you can only live in the current moment. Clean this, then you get to see this. Almost. But it'll be closer to the fact. It'll be closer to reality. But because you don't know that you're seeing through a lens of distortion, you believe you're seeing reality. And you're reaching out and you're grabbing and you say, oh, I feel the real thing. You're not feeling anything. It's all energy. It's all energy out here. There's no world. It's all energy. Reality cannot exist in the illusion. So anyway, that's what we talked about. Look at that video. It was kind of interesting. And now we're going to go on to another, fascinating subject. Now, and this is our subject for today. And I'll read it off my little paper. Strange truth. All is neutral until you think about it. All is neutral till you think about it. And it has a subtitle, Thinking Makes It So. Thinking makes it so. So, the subtitle comes from Shakespeare. And This was his quote. I used him because he says it best. So here's his quote, and it comes from the play Hamlet in Act 2, Scene 2. And it is this: "For there is nothing, neither good nor bad, but thinking make it so." But thinking make it so. So we're going to be talking about thinking and kind of where it comes from and how your thoughts create your world. I have another video on, not on thoughts per se, it's on self-talk, which are internal thoughts. So creating a world using self-thoughts and self-talk, and that will tie into what we're talking about here. So here's some of the concepts in the egoic world around thinking and thoughts. And I got these from Google search. And in the description, you will see them there. So here's one of them. Thinking makes it so. Means that our perceptions of something or how we interpret an event determines whether we consider it good or bad. Essentially, our thoughts shape our reality. And what we deem as positive or negative is largely or mainly or always based on our interpretation, our own interpretation of it. So that was one quote, and if you go, you'll see the reference, and you can go back and take a look at the rest of the information. And now another one, thoughts arise from a complex interaction of neurons firing within the brain. Now here's the thing. I say they're firing in the brain, triggered by a combination of factors. Like what? Sensory input from the environment, memories stored in the brain, which we don't know where that is, but they always say they're in the brain, and internal emotional states, essentially meaning that thoughts are the product of neural processing happening in the brain. And basically, the brain has a lot of inputs, all kinds of inputs, signals, and they're not verbal. They're electromagnetic and chemical. So the information in the brain is not in word language. It's in electromagnetic chemical signals. So to the conscious mind, who doesn't speak that language, they're not thoughts. They are interactions that are going on. And they're random. Why do I say random? Because there's so many. So you think on a conscious level, oh, I have this thought. The sun is setting or whatever it is. So you have that thought. But you also have a thought, oh, I'm getting hungry. I better look for a restroom. I think I have to relieve myself. My shoe is hurting. The sun is too hot. The breeze is too cold. All kinds of stuff from outside and from inside. I need more water. I'm dehydrated. My heartbeat is low. I should do something to make it. All kinds of information. Now I'm using language to describe it, but in the body, it's just neuropeptides. It's just information that's flowing around, and it's random. But our thoughts are pacific. And so this is what we have up here to begin with. So currently, from scientific, because they don't tell you, well, it's random. They say, oh no, you got this thought, you got that thought, you got that, you got 13,000 thoughts, and then you have one that's dominant. That's what you're going to think about. So they're random. But they are signaled, the ones that you're aware of, by two factors. Inside memories and outside sensory input. Other than that, they're all to keep the body operating properly, and the brain goes through and processes that information, because the brain is a processor, and then tells the body, you ought to do this or you ought to do that. So there's in between. They talk to each other because the brain is part of the body. So we're going to start with the infinite field of everything. Everything is here in this field. And we're embedded in it. It's energy. And it is aware. This is a living energy or consciousness. So you got all of this energy out here. Everything is there. There's nothing missing. There's no holes in it. It is an ocean with no sides, no bottom, no top. It's an ocean of energy. At least we haven't found no edges to this energy. So we call it infinite. And it's everything. And we're embedded in it. Therefore, it's inside of us. So if you look for consciousness inside the body, you'll find it. If you look for consciousness outside, you'll find it, because it's everywhere. It is. Now, like a tree. If we look at a tree, we say, oh, a tree is made of wood. It's made of wood. No. The tree is just itself. It's not made of wood till you cut it down, and then oh, I got dead wood here. By the way, you can't ground with dead wood. If it's a live tree, you can hug the tree and get grounded. So that's another thing. Now, I want you to begin to recognize that you're embedded in this, and it is so close to you. This field is so close to you, and yet, are you consciously aware of it? Probably not. So, you are like a fish. In which way? A fish, now we got to look here underneath this. See a little fish? This infinite field is like water to a fish. He doesn't know he's swimming in it. He doesn't know the ends of it or the edges of it. And that's his whole life. But he's not aware of it, and you're not aware of this and how it is affecting you. So this infinite field, this consciousness, this mind is everywhere. See a little fish? So, here's what the Course in Miracles says. See only this mind everywhere, because only this is everywhere, and everywhere and everything. It is everything because it encompasses all within itself. There's no place you can go where you don't have this infinite field. And this infinite field is neutral. It's not good or bad. It just is. And within the field, there are fields that are interacting, moving around. And when they clash into each other, or because of the interaction of the energy, there are streams or currents within the field. The field is neutral, and it's moving, and it's undulating. And you are observing it with your senses. And the senses are designed to pick up differences. They're not designed to pick up same thing, ordinary, same thing. They're designed to pick up when something unusual happens. When something unusual happens, the eye says, oh, that's information, and it pulls the information in. So you are getting the information from the differences that appear in this field as fixed energy, flowing energy, streams of energy, changes in direction of energy, all kinds of stuff. And you're taking it in through your senses, through your distorted perception lens, and you are seeing a world on the inside of you that's not there. But because of your egoic belief system, you say, oh, the world I have, that's the world that's outside. No, there's no world outside. There's only energy outside. And the energy is neutral. And everything is made of this energy. And it's neutral. Now, another thing I put a lot of stuff in the description. So you might want to go through that and see what is in there. Nothing in consciousness is good or bad. The infinite field, this field is just neutral. Now here's the thing. You recognize that it's neutral, and you can turn it into anything. Well, that's what we got manifesting for. That's what we have other techniques. So we don't understand how to use them because we don't understand this field of everything. We talked a little bit on some of the manifesting videos. But here's what happens thinking about this field. If consciousness, see, it knows nothing of good or bad, right or wrong. It just is. It just is. And you take the information in through your distorted lens and you create your world. And isn't that grand? But your world is your construction. Your world is inside. It's not out here. It's just energy. You're the creator of your world. And since you're creating your world, and you do with other people, and all of us together are interconnected, and we have the world that we have. This is neutral. We took from it information and made the world that we had. Now, and it's not, and this part is not good or bad. The difference is how you interpret that through your unique belief system. And in so doing, you create your world. Now, in some cases, you create a world of pain and suffering. And then you lament it. You say, well, why do you lament it? You say, oh, God, why did you allow this to happen? And we supplicate to this energy system that we call God, and or this infinite field, and it replies. And it basically says, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm neutral. You can do anything with this information, with this energy that you want. Oh, we got all this suffering in the world. I don't know anything about it. This is neutral. You can do anything you want with it. Well, there's a lot of suffering. I don't know anything about it. Who are you, Pilgrim? Great creator that makes your world the way it is. If you want a different world, don't look to the infinite energy field to change. It's already everything. If you want a different world, you have to change. If you want another world, you have to change. Don't ask this to change. It's already giving you everything that it can, because it has everything to offer. It is your lens that is keeping you from seeing the great possibilities that are there for you to make a world or a heaven on earth. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. You have to understand this is an illusion, and you can change it. We'll look forward to seeing you next time, right here in the illusion. Bye now.